Yo, what's up? Crazy Steve here, KS, DJ Scuba, however you want to call me. Um, this video is mostly about, sorry, talking to you about Addicted and Addicted to You, which actually will be named Adicto on the video screen because it is a Spanish song. I was surprised it actually came out as a reggaeton but it makes sense because if I read the Spanish version of that poem to you, you may understand why. In reality, so the poem was written a while back, but I didn't give it to my wife until last year. Um, I gave it to her for Christmas. Um, I tend to give her a lot of poetry over the years, so a lot of um, things you may hear will probably be from poetry I actually wrote to her, which includes temptation or tempted or whatever the other song, temptation. Sorry, temptation. So, with that said, I'm not gonna go into detail about what got over me or what got into my mind when I wrote that song "Addicted," or when I wrote the poem "Addicted" that led to the song. Um, but here it goes. I'm gonna read to you in English first and in Spanish later. I'm going to tell you a story about how I met my wife, but I'm gonna do that in a later video. Um, because all I could tell you is I did meet my wife 14 years ago, actually. 14 years ago, around this time, 2011. Um, but I didn't go into a relationship with her until 2013. Um, Scratch that, 2012. And 2013 is when I married her. So we've been married for 12 years. I did get together with her um, about a day right before I broke up with my ex. Um, the my relationship I had before my wife was already done pouring. I was already in plans of breaking up with her. It's not like I was already there. I just didn't fully break up with that ex before getting with my wife. It was a day. It was a day when I actually had two girlfriends, right? But with that being said, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about. I don't have to tell you a lot about the song, of course, because the song comes from this poem. And like I said, I did write the poem and I gave it to my wife last year. So here goes in the English version first and the Spanish later. It remains an addiction, my thoughts of you. It remains an addiction, my obsession for you. It remains an addiction where I remain so infatuated with wanting to be with you. It's like a new addiction in me. I stare endlessly at you, such a reckless guy I've become, whose addiction is you. An addict I remain as long as I'm with you. I can't help it. I'm like an alcoholic without alcohol, a drug addict without drugs. When I'm not with you, I become anxious. That anywhere I want to be is with you. It remains an addiction wanting to caress your body. It remains an addiction wanting to kiss those beautiful lips. A close, long hug is no longer enough. You've woken a new addiction in me, cause all I want to do is kiss you. I'm an addict who would do anything to have you with me. It remains an addiction when I feel alone and not with you. What have you done to me? I wasn't an addict before, but now I'm addicted to you. It remains an addiction only with you I want to be. An addict I remain until I'm with you forevermore. I'm an addict. Two things. First and foremost, I am an open book, so I'm gonna tell you a lot about myself, on my past, because a lot of these poems I write, they all have a meaning behind it. There will be some I'll be sharing. There'll be some I'll share that I just wrote it because of a prompt that was given to me, which reminds me, if you guys have a prompt or a topic you want me to write about, I could do that as well. I'm actually working on a Christmas poem now, so but like I said, a lot of them are like I'm like Eminem poetry because he raps about his life, or NF. Wherever he hears NF, he raps about his life, where he goes through, and of course, my poem you know, that's basically what it is. That's what's one. Two is that you'll see me that I read my poetry out of another device. That's because I don't memorize my poems. I promise you, I do write them, but I don't memorize them. For some reason, I cannot memorize my poems because I don't write it on the spot, like, you know, be there for like 10 minutes writing it. I write, you know, and then I come back to it and write some more because that's the way I've been doing this my whole life. But I could definitely give me a topic. I could definitely write about it. But I just cannot memorize my poems. So evidently, because I'm always reading it from another device, I'm actually sending it to my work phone before I actually share with you on my personal phone. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to read the next poem. It is in Spanish, but because I had to translate it in Spanish because my wife does not speak Spanish. Like I said, she was born in Nicaragua. I was born here in Miami, Florida. So our paths just crossed when I met her on a trip I went to Nicaragua. On a later video, I'm gonna express that interaction or that part. But anyway, I'm just gonna read to you the Spanish version of that poem. Don't judge my Spanish for the Spanish speakers because I'm just kidding. I do speak Spanish very well, but another personal story real quick is that when I was little, I was 3. I actually have a poem about it. I'm gonna read to you later. I was deaf, and that surgery, the operation that got my hearing back, affected my speech. So I do have a speech impediment. I grew up with it my whole life. So when I speak English, sounds like I have an accent. I'm sorry. If I speak Spanish, sounds like I have an accent. To the Spanish speakers, of course. But if you're an English speaker only, and you will not hear an accent in Spanish because it is Spanish, full Spanish. It's just alright, not concrete. Anyway, I'm just gonna read it. Sigue siendo una adicción mis pensamientos sobre ti. Sigue siendo una adicción mi obsesión por ti. Sigue siendo una adicción donde sigo tan enamorado de querer estar contigo. Es como la adicción continúa, te miro sin cesar. Me he convertido en un tipo tan imprudente. ¿De quién eres la adicción? Un adicto sigo siendo mientras está contigo. No puedo evitarlo. Soy como un alcohólico sin alcohol o drogadicto sin drogas. Cuando no estoy contigo, me pongo ansioso. Que donde quiera que yo esté, quiero estar contigo. Sigue siendo una adicción querer cuidar tu cuerpo. Sigue siendo una adicción queriendo besar esos hermosos labios. Has despertado en mí una nueva adicción, porque todo lo que quiero hacer es besarte. Soy un adicto. ¿Qué tanto hice para hacerte mía? Sigue siendo una adicción, me siento solo y no contigo. ¿Qué más hecho? Antes no era adicto, pero ahora soy adicto a ti. Sigo siendo una adicción, solo contigo quiero estar. Adicto seguiré siendo hasta que esté contigo para siempre jamás. Entonces, I almost went Spanish there again for you guys. Basically, guys, those two, that poem, I did those 2 songs. But in later videos, I will be telling you a lot more about our relationship, where it started, how it started. But like I said, I am an open book, so I don't mind sharing anything about myself. So, I'm peace out. I'm gonna end the video now. It's been easy. Have yourself a great day. I'll see you till next time.